Hi, Saenz here again. This is video 2, mirror work. Now, mirror work is one of the most powerful connecting tools that we have. The way that I practice and teach mirror work is very simple. There are other ways that people teach it, but this is the way that I have found the most life-changing effects with people. You take a notepad, you take your pen, and you go into the largest mirror in your house. Hopefully it's in your bathroom so you can have privacy. Make sure that this is a private exercise for yourself. No distractions. No putting on makeup in the mirror and talking to yourself. No distractions. Exactly what I tell you. When you practice this repeatedly, you will find results. Here are the directions. As you stand in front of the large mirror, make sure that it's done in the early morning before you begin your day, because as the day goes on, we get consciously distracted. We become mean and angry to ourselves. We say things that aren't very loving and aren't very nice. So in the morning hours is when it's most important to do our mirror work. So as you look at yourself in the mirror, tell yourself, I love you. When we do this, it's really amazing because there are several reactions that you're going to have. I hope that they're blessed, but please understand that 99% of the population's reactions are not very good at first. They're not at all. Simply because, one, we're not used to this type of work looking at ourselves, and two, we're not used to saying I love you to ourselves. It feels very foreign. You may have the reaction like I did. My reaction my first time was really not good at all. I literally was freaked out at what I heard come out of my mouth, I love you, and I started crying, and I said, no, I hate you. How sad is that for a young woman to say that to herself? But because I wanted healing, it was the darndest thing. I started hugging myself with my own arms to self-comfort. I had never done that before, but I was on a path of healing myself and of self-discovery. So what we find coming out is really remarkable. So don't be afraid at what comes out. It could be something very negative. It could be anything. Remember, if you're laughing, it's a type of a disconnect. And these are all things that need to be healed. Don't be afraid and don't be surprised. If you do have questions, we're here to answer them for you. So as you look at yourself and say, I love you, be aware of what is coming out of you and your reaction and the feeling. See if there's a taste, a sound, a smell, because these are imprinted in us when we're very young, imprinted in us to tell us that we're not good enough. So they come up sometimes with a smell or a taste or a sound or a question. So write them down. Literally write down what you hear coming through you. The reason we use the journal to write things down is because it gives us a tracking ground for the future. So as we do this every day, we do simply just a few minutes of mirror work every morning, 3 minutes at the most. And as we do this, we're keeping track of what's coming through to us, what we're feeling, what we're seeing, what messages. And we write them down, because as you become more comfortable with yourself and begin to fall in love with yourself, there are moments of time when something happens in our daily life that we're not used to, such as a car accident or a fight, and it could put us into a different off-centered place, and so we're not happy. So as we're doing our mirror work during that time, it will come out as a negativity instead of a positivity. So that's why as you write it down in your journal, you're able to keep track of what and why and times and all that is happening in your life. You will look back and say, wow, I've really been down on myself lately. I don't feel a lot of love. What's going on, Mia? And I'll say, check your journal. Because within that we can say, oh yes, a few days ago I had a car accident, so it threw me off. Or I had a fight with my sister or my husband or my boyfriend or girlfriend. So this is a way of tracking how we're growing and how we're moving through it. Now, as I mentioned in the earlier moments, do not put on your makeup, please, because that is a distraction. That is not you being with you. What we're doing in this moment is we're connecting to our own love. And as you get to this point of accepting your own love, you discover your own greatness. I hope this has been helpful. It is fun once you get to the point beyond the self-sabotage or the inner critic into the love base. It really is beautiful. It's the only thing and the first thing that expands our self-love. Deeply and truly expands our self-love, because no one will tell us like we can tell ourselves that we love ourselves. No one will love us the way that we can love ourselves. So happy journey on the mirror work. And you do this for several months, several months, until you become happy. In my new book, Mirror, yes, I know what my new book is. In my new book, Mirror, a guide for a life that loves you back, we explain more for the vision impaired or the hearing impaired as well. So make sure you get that book. It's a right now it's a free download, and just go to my website, miasaenz.com, and look it up. Thanks.